Zero the Hero is a Casper cartoon from 1954. This is directed by Seymour, Kneitel and Myron Waldman. It's written by Jack Mercer and Meyer, with a voice cast including Jack Mercer, Sid Raymond and Cecil Roy. It's a cute idea, but I didn't really love it. I feel like the last minute or so was pretty good. I won't spoil it by saying what happens, but it does get better as it goes on. But in general, I found it to be not very interesting. The dog is called Zero, which is very difficult to get on board with, because when I think of Zero the dog, I do of course think of Nightmare Before Christmas. And that's not the cartoon's fault, of course, but that's just an observation, how I responded to the character whenever I heard his name. And he doesn't think that he is a very good dog of any kind, and in particular is not a good watchdog. So Casper helps him to try and become the better version of himself and to face his fears and get over his fear of burglars, which obviously doesn't help when he's a watchdog or meant to be a watchdog. And it's an interesting enough concept. I don't mind it at all. I just found it to be a little dull for the first kind of 4 or 5 minutes. I wasn't really enjoying what was happening, and I didn't really care for Zero as a character either, which is quite peculiar because usually I absolutely adore dogs in animation. Well, dogs in general, but whenever we have animated dogs, they're usually adorable, unless they're the antagonist, which is sometimes the case. But I just didn't connect with the character at all. And while I'm not saying that what Casper did wasn't helpful, I just didn't find it particularly interesting to watch. It's not a bad Casper cartoon. There are only 1 or 2 Casper cartoons that I've seen that I genuinely hated. That's not the case here. I just didn't think it was interesting. It's fine. It works. The narrative is okay. The animation is fine. It just doesn't tick any of the boxes that we usually get with Casper. It's not adorable. It's not overly sweet. Some of them are very sweet, and that's not the case here. But as I said, it does pick up towards the end, so it's not all bad. Zero the Hero is not my favourite Casper cartoon. If you're a fan of Casper, maybe check it out. But personally, once was enough for me.